Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Eastern European countries and the Baltic states tried and succeeded in joining NATO, the so-called defensive alliance, in order to feel safe from any offensive and obviously attacks coming from none other than Russia. There was no other country in their brain, in their memory that they were thinking about when they asked to join NATO. So they were scared of Russia. Now imagine that's a parking lot, or imagine it's a schoolyard, and you have one or three bullies in the whole schoolyard. That bullies don't stay together, in this case, or mafiosis, and they stay here, and they all have their own groups, their own teams, and you join a team in order to feel defended and protected from the other bully. But when you are alone in the schoolyard and you see all these movements, you keep your mouth shut. You don't try to challenge any bully because you're going to get punched in the face, to say the least. So then you're quiet and you behave. Once you are accepted and you start paying tribute and you become a vassal state to this bully, then you feel protected, so then you open your mouth little by little, or the bully doesn't have to tell you, but you feel the whole, you understand the whole dynamic of the schoolyard, and you start challenging other bullies, opening your mouth. So you become obnoxious, you become irritating. This is the case of some former countries from the Soviet bloc. And in this case, we have countries that even were in the Soviet Union, which is the Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Let alone Poland, which has a big mouth now because it's in NATO. If Poland or all these states would not be in NATO, I guarantee you that they will be like that guy in the schoolyard, surrounded by three bullies, and play nicely. But now they belong to this bully, they're owned by, so now they poke the bear. So Latvia, as Lithuania and Estonia, poked the bear many times, and now they get it back. They get a little bit of a claw smack. Doesn't have to be like that, just a claw, like a puck, puck, that's it. This article comes from CNN World from today, July 30th, 2022. And this is the headline. Russia's Gasprom says it has stopped gas supplies to Latvia. Now, maybe this might not be a big deal for Latvia, since Latvia has a population of about 1.8 million, 1.8 million, I think it is, something like that. So it's below 2 million anyway. It's half of a big city, let's put it. So it can be supplied with, with the spillage from the pipes that the pipes have. You can add all the spillage here and there and put it together and give it to Latvia, and Latvia would have a surplus of gas. So they can afford being tough on this one. So Russian state-owned energy company Gasprom said on Saturday it had stopped supplying gas to Latvia, accusing the Baltic country of violating conditions for gas withdrawal, without giving any further details. The announcement is the latest escalation in the energy dispute between Russia and the European Union. See, it's not about Latvia and Russia. It's about Latvia's owners, European Union, and the other owners, which are owned by the same guy, which is the United States. But they put it in an organization, so Russia would have they think, a hard time claw smacking them. So they already dispute between the European Union. Yes, they belong to the European Union. They follow the orders of Brussels, and the Brussels follows the orders of the guys behind them. Okay, we got that one. But they expose their citizens to a few things, and one of them is this. But as I said, I don't think it's a big deal because Latvia is a small country, and then they say energy dispute, the escalation. I think the escalation started not when Russia started the war with another sovereign country outside of the European Union, outside of NATO. Yeah, but I think when these guys, these organizations, I would say just United States, because the United States is the puppeteer here. That's clear. And we have the other one who's the house servant, which is Great Britain, that does the dirty work being closer a little bit. And the problem is, I have to break this news. It's Great Britain still thinks it's the same empire it used to be before the First World War. But it's not, and they can't have a hard time, especially after the second one. They were bankrupt and bye-bye. But the thing is, they are still thinking they have, and they still have more than, I don't know, Lithuania, for instance. They have influence in other countries, but they're not influential as they think they are. And the same United States, they still think they have the hegemony they had 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, and they don't, because there are other players, other bullies that got stronger. They hit the gym, got stronger, practiced a little bit, and now they are ready to express their feelings and come back. So it was when these guys imposed sanctions on Russia, not when Russia had a problem with someone else. That's when all this escalation started. And if you want to go with the war, you go before the war, when the war was not stopped because the Minsk agreements were not implemented. That's one of the reasons. So Gasprom has already cut off annual gas supplies to customers in at least 6 European countries, namely Poland, Bulgaria, Finland, Denmark, Germany, and the Netherlands, because they failed to make payments in rubles. I suggest you don't pay for your house if you have a mortgage, or for your car if you have a loan, and see what happens. See if they're going to say, oh, it's okay, you can stay, you can use the car and the house forever. We don't need your money, just use it. Right? Moscow has been demanding payments in rubles in retaliation, oh, that's a nice word, to sanctions imposed on Moscow by Western countries over its war on Ukraine. That's a very nice paragraph. That's very accurate. The sanctions have frozen big chunks of Russia's foreign reserves and cut its financial institutions from international banking systems. By insisting on ruble payments, Moscow is essentially forcing Europe to buy its currency. What am I supposed to do? Just bend over and take it deep? Because why? I can smack you back. That's the thing that these guys think, that they deal with, I don't know, Iraq or Romania, or a country of 20 million people, or Libya, 4 million people, or Afghanistan. No, that's the problem. They're not used to be smacked back. They're used to smack there, but not be smacked back. And that this country has the ability to smack you back. The problem is, you guys do the bidding of United States, well, United States, the handlers of United States, which are themselves handled by others. Well, the announcement from Gasprom came just a day after Latvia energy firm Latvijas Gaz announced it was purchasing gas from neighboring Russia, adding it was not buying from Gasprom and that it was paying in euros. What is this? It doesn't sound right. Right? The announcement from Gasprom came just a day after Latvian energy firm Latvijas Gaz announced it was purchasing gas from neighboring Russia, adding it was not buying from Gasprom and that it was paying in euros. Meanwhile, Gasprom has also dramatically cut flows to Nord Stream 1 pipeline. That's a different thing. And the German declared a gas crisis because of that. Yeah, they're in bed. The EU, of which Latvia is a member, agreed last week to reduce natural gas demand by 15%. Well, it seems like Gazprom helped them reduce it entirely, so they pushed them ahead of the schedule. So this is just economic retaliations, and you up your thing, I match it, or I have means to hurt you, and this is just the economic means. There are some other means, obviously. Latvia next. See what's going to be next. What I don't understand, I disagree with, is this increasing of or escalation of answers or actions coming from Russia and European Union. European Union said clearly they want to get rid of Russian energy by the end of whatever year, this year, next year. So that tells me the Russians should look for something else. So that's probably going to hurt Russia, but Russia is still providing them with how much those guys want, let alone Nord Stream 1 now with a turbine and the maintenance and all that, 40%, 10%, 20% now capacity flow and so on. It's Russia would just, if they just cut it off right now, like they were kicked out of all this, SWIFT messaging system and so on. What if they, the transfer of money and information and so on? What if they just say, that's it, we're not going to give you zero, you're out right now, or right now, let's say in October, unilaterally say, you know what, we sanction you. What are you going to do about it? I think you're going to cry, oh, that's these sanctions, they do this, but they can do, they initiate it. The European Union, these guys initiated sanctions and these guys responded. What if this guy's going to initiate something that was not initiated yet? Like, okay, no more gas for you. Yeah, we're going to lose our revenue here, but I think you're going to be very, very much affected in October, November, December, January, February, March, big time Europe, for instance. What are you going to do? Maybe that's going to happen. Who knows? As of now, we'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.